festivals always attract so many people. So, what's the point of the story again?
Look, Mr. Honorary Knight, Auntie Aratani brought us Toluco's story.
Now we can finally see what secrets Klee and Yoimiya were keeping from us.
Oh, it's really nothing that exciting. It's the story of Toluco and me. And me. And you guys.
Paimon's in the story too! This is Paimon's first time featuring in a printed book! Woohoo! Paimon's gonna be famous!
Of course we included Paimon. This is the story of everyone's big happy adventure with Dodoko. This story is me and Yoimiya's gift for Mr. Honorary Knight.
Lady Yae wanted me to inform you that since this book was printed together with another work, there are many more copies than you may have anticipated. We won't charge you a printing fee, but in exchange, the extra copies of your book will be included as a free gift with purchases of the other book. Is that okay with you?
Oh, are you sure? I mean, it's fine by us, but what does the author of the book think?
Actually, the book that yours was printed with is called the Teyvat Travel Guide.
Hey, that's Mommy's book! So, Klee's mother is a writer? Huh.
Klee's mother, Alice, is a renowned adventurer in Teyvat, and the Inazuma edition of her popular Teyvat Travel Guide series is set to be released imminently. Lady Yae has already decided on how to promote it, a joint endeavor by Teyvat's biggest and best mother-daughter adventure duo. It's sure to be a huge hit.
Paimon knew it! Mika would never do anything for free.
A typical move by Lady Yae. It works out well for everybody, doesn't it? Yep, I'm super happy because my book gets to be released together with Mommy's book. It's like me and Mommy going on an adventure together. Oh, I'm so glad I came. The Iridori Festival is the best!
Don't miss the official stall of the Yae Publishing House.
And away I go! Hi there! You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be your guides, and we'll take you onto the island. Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's,
Whoa! Xingqiu's just sitting there, sound asleep.
What? Oh. It's the Traveler in Paimon. I presume you are guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon. Yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we? Huh? That's odd. There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange. I don't recall seeing it there before.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look. Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before. Even the handwriting looks exactly the same.
The story you found before?
Oh, yeah! In the warehouse down by the poem hunt competition! Yeah, that's it! A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the five Kasen. You know, as part of the Iridori Festival. Poetic stories about the five Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby. If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up with stuff on the spot.
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You could say that.
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the five Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me. So, I felt quite disappointed for some time now.
Don't worry, Xingqiu. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
So you've already heard. To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustrations. Calx is not only a skilled artist,
but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter. But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly exquisite. Oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart, quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw Xingqiu's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything slip while meeting Albedo.
Same sun as day after day.
I'm out of here!
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, that would be most improper.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting them.
Poem hunt?
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kasen? Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I understand the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself. Would you kindly explain it to me in more detail?
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Well, about that.
Do you have other plans, Xingqiu?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's. Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together. Did we say something we weren't supposed to?
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey, what are you two talking about?
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Let's see. Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself? No way! That can't be right! Xingqiu only arrived in Inazuma this morning!
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's Chazuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time, and that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
But how could Xingqiu be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way he'd do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Xingqiu in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I think it should be safe for us to talk there. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter. Good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
Welcome home, almighty Shogun.
I don't see anyone suspicious around. It seems clear for the moment. Let's go inside and wait for Xingqiu.
Oh, this whole thing's starting to make Paimon a little nervous. What do we do? And what do we talk about when Xingqiu gets here?
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find evidence of him deceiving us, then we can use it as leverage to persuade him to tell us the truth. Since we're still waiting for him, why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and see if you can learn anything useful?
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste buds?
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please, talk to me if you want to order.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've seen Gen Yu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Shincho be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat?
Hello there. What can I get for you?
Hi! Do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I'd personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past few days, so the fishing boats haven't been able to sail at all. But the weather finally cleared up today, so we have some fresh catch.
So the weather at sea has been bad these past few days?
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They couldn't do anything but sleep the entire trip.
Oh, this might be some useful information.
Restaurant. Please, talk to me if you want to order.
Albedo, what should we talk about when Shincho gets here? Any ideas?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Shincho mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
Is that so? That is also a very valuable clue.
Welcome to the restaurant. Please, talk to me if you want to order.
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
That's good. We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to Shincho and see if he says anything useful. Maybe we could start by asking him about the journey.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far. Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Shincho.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself. Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like. Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened!
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. If that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
The jig's up, Xingqiu. You were already in Inazuma before today, weren't you? Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
No, please. You misunderstand me. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all. I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this. Oh, this is most embarrassing.
Oh, well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Huh? Tone Deaf Bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any longer.
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name. But I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera. Please, wait. Onodera is innocent.
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away. I can explain everything.
No need to worry, Zhenyu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh, phew. What a relief. Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
Well, to be precise, We had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Shincho looks pretty flustered. What exactly is going on here?
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it a secret. In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Genyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain. For the Iridori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yai publishing house, but Lady Yai also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance. As a result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Genyu.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Genyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Genyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Genyu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Genyu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that the situation had turned into such a huge mess. All of this happened because I wanted to prove myself through this event.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yai publishing house had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event. But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Shincho and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
Inazuma's cooking.
Onodera, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Genyu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Shincho looked so sleepy today.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Genyu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Genyu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
Even though Shincho still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop, but I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those stories about the 5 Kasen?
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right. We haven't had a chance to explain things to Shincho yet.
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Are you able to include me in a portrait as well? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder how Shincho's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you... Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Shincho with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super important to him. Oh, what's that sound? It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that easily. It's getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Let the wind lead.
I can do it. What are my orders?
Make my escape. Make my escape. Animal test 6308. Born of ice and frost.
We're way behind schedule. Access denied. We're way behind schedule. I await your instruction.
Take flight!
I only wish... Ad Ast... Thank you for...
Try some creative cooking.
The responsibility for honing my...
Jujur aja agak ini susah buat berinteraksi. Ya, mungkin karena udah sering ini sih jadi kayak ngebiasain gitu kalau ada orang yang lagi ngobrol lagi voice kayak lagi rame gitu misalkan di kandang kambing kadang kayak join kalau ini lagi pada ngapain sih kayak nanya-nanya gitu pada main apa ngobrolin gitu terus lagi bahas apa gitu kalau lagi pada ini kan siapa tahu topiknya masuk kayak udah ngobrol aja. Cuma cuma kalau di dunia nyata nggak bisa.
Nggak bisa.
Nggak bisa sama sekali. Kecuali kalau misalkan apa teman kuliahan ya mungkin masih bisa. Tapi kalau misalkan orang yang benar-benar random atau baru ketemu kayak awkwardnya ya gitu. Itu pas kemarin ketemu sama temen yang ini gitu kan udah ketemu di online gitu. Gimana sih? Udah lama nggak ini di online, baru ini tuh kemarin ya itu juga sih gara-gara curhat gitu sama dia nanya-nanya gitu. Pas ketemu gitu kan dia kan lagi main ke Bandung. Ya udah pas ketemu kayak awkward aja gitu.
Jadi
Dia
gitu.
mau topik apa yang mau dibahas. Ya udah apa yang ada di pikiran tuh udah keluarin aja semuanya. Capek. Cuma pas udah nggak ada apa ya, pas udah nggak ada topik lagi ya udah baru berangkat. Soalnya kan ini dia tuh ngajakin pengen ke time zone gitu kan, pengen diantarin ya biasalah jadi badut lagi, jadi badut. Jadi badut Ancol biasa.
Seharusnya kalau temen ya itu temen kan?
Ini temen. Ya dia
Temen.
cewek.
Temen cewek seharusnya punya perasaan yang namanya tidak enak ya rata-rata. Tapi kenapa tidak enak mau repotin cowok gitu? Kayak aku nggak enak kalau misalnya minta antarin terus. Udah kita sini aja lah gitu.
Enggak, itu baru ketemu juga sih.
Baru ketemu juga gitu, kayak apa ya, ngebadutin gitu, kayak kata kasarnya ya lebih jadi kayak temen.
Oh, kalau kata teman-temanku sih bilangnya dia egois.
Iya, egois.
Barusan baru sadar lah.
Kenapa?
Ini kan aku habis ngepost di TikTok nih. Habis itu yang nonton udah 378. Masalahnya kalau siang itu pasti udah makin banyak. Baru sadar.
Enggak, jadi TikTokmu apa?
Ini masih dari tadi aku ngepost jam 5 udah 378 yang nonton loh.
Ya berarti masuk FYP.
Nice.
Masalahnya cuma di 13 doang yang.
Jadi pertanyaanku
cuma 13.
TikTokmu apa?
Aku mikir gini, aku baru sadar kalau ini masih pagi.
Gini, sorry aku potong. Sebenarnya TikTok itu algoritmanya
kan. Kalau siang pada scroll TikTok, waduh, banyak banget pasti.
Iya. Scroll TikTok.
Ya doain semoga FYP please.
Ya masuk kok. Gini. Makanya dengar dulu penjelasan aku juga dulu main TikTok.
Aku nggak pernah FYP ini baru kali ini aku pernah.
Ya Anda baru pertama kali masuk FYP, saya dulu
enggak,
aku
enggak. Emang Anda nggak pernah. Aku 36 ngepost. Nggak ada FYP-nya sama sekali.
Enggak, gini.
Mikir
makanya,
lah.
bentar dulu.
Konten loh.
Iya,
itu dulu akunku hilang, habis itu kehapus ganti akunnya. Mikir kenapa? Capek ya. Itu aku ngedit serius 3D, nggak ada yang nonton.
Enggak, gini, bentar. Bisa stop dulu. Bentar. Aku mau ngejelasin. Gini. Aku juga dulu sempat main TikTok. Karena aku orangnya penasaran gitu kan. Dulu YouTube aku sempat cari algoritmanya sendiri gitu. Sampai 1 bulan nge-YouTube itu udah bisa AdSense jalan. Itu 1 bulan udah langsung 1K. Ya itu sebenarnya algoritma YouTube juga. Nah kalau TikTok emang kayak gimana ya? TikTok tuh kalau pagi emang sering masuk FYP kalau ngepost. Intinya post di jam 1 atau jam 2 itu paginya langsung ini.
Itu tergantung. Aku biasanya meskipun siang itu banyak, kadang ya nggak banyak sih. Teman-temanku yang pernah bukan anu biasanya orang itu meskipun setia masih ada, tapi misalnya cuma tulisannya hashtagnya apa bang?
Sebenarnya kalau mau main
Hashtag
logika
Anda
ya,
apa?
kalau mau
Cari
nggak gini. Kalau
hashtag
hashtag
FYP itu
aku
ada
tahu.
2, hashtag
Iya
FYP
tahu.
harus dua-duanya
Iya.
dipakai.
Mending lihat
Iya,
TikTokku
rame.
biar lihat hashtagnya. Mau?
Iya lihat.
Nih.
Ini
Lihat.
di tulisannya kotak masuk cuma 1. Aku lihat 13 yang like, kaget ya.
Jadi TikTok tuh emang
Mana coba
hashtag tuh
lihat
ngaruh.
apa?
Cuman harus
Diituin
tahu waktu orang ngebuka sosial media juga.
screen share.
Gak usah di
Ini
screen
tadi
share.
aku ngepost jam 5 ya, jam 5 itu jam 5.
Iya jam 5 nih lihat dulu aja deh TikToknya tuh buka di DM.
Di DM.
Heeh.
Ntar oke.
Coba aja. Lihat.
Ntar aku cek ya. Postnya beginian. Sesat.
Itu nggak dibilang sesat sih, itu playdate itu sebenarnya dulu tren pas tahun berapa, 2019 2020 itu juga pas bulan puasa. Nah ini kan sebenarnya bulan puasa, kenapa aku bilang post di jam 1 jam 2 itu udah pasti
Ini
bangun
pengikutnya
bakal rame,
400
karena
buat Bang.
enggak, itu sebenarnya dulu 600, cuma gara-gara udah nggak aktif lagi jadi ya
Ini
makin
aku
minus.
mau cantumin itu juga.
Nah itu silakan hashtagnya, coba aja tuh ikutin.
Ntar aku biar dah.
Lucu.
Main.
Lucu. Nggak, jadi TikTokmu apa? Aku pengen lihat. Kok bisa saya excited gitu masuk FYP? Nggak ada excited ya.
Aduh, ketawa jadi.
Udah biasa sendiri. Jadi apa? Nama TikToknya apa? Ya. Tulis. Oh ya, ini di voice chat ini gift-nya Mai Sakurajima ya? Jadi nama TikToknya apa?
Oke, halo, Pineapple Chota.
Ada suara?
Ada itu.
Itu si Kilo.
Pak. Pineapple Chota. Namanya lucu banget.
Sabar, bulan puasa.
Baru puasa sejam. Waktu botol.
Udah sabar.
Masih ada berapa jam lagi?
Aduh. Kayaknya begitu lah kalau soal kehidupan yang membosankan. Besok lu ingin menangis sepuasnya tapi terhalang oleh kata anak pertama.
Halo, besok.
Pagi.
Udah turu kan? Udah turu kan?
Enggak,
Aku udah
belum lihat tidur.
Emang kalian udah tidur atau belum?
Nggak tidur aku kak.
Kenapa? Oh, kamu anak pertama sama aku.
sepuasnya tapi terhalang oleh kata anak pertama.
Kesal? Ya.
Sama, saya juga pengen menangis tapi terhalang karena ini kakak harus disayang.
Itu profilnya ya,
Jujur,
aku
jujur
mau
aja
ini
agak iri
warnanya
sebenarnya
hitam.
sama anak pertama. Nggak tahu kenapa.
Gimana bang? Gimana bang?
Kadang agak iri aja sama anak pertama. Karena gimana ya? Jadi kan aku 3 bersaudara. Yang diperhatiin
13.
itu 3, not 13. No, itu terlalu banyak, itu bisa itu jadi halilintar itu dia. Kalau 13. Enggak ini.